Thank you so much for joining us for another daily devotion. We're so thankful for you. We're encouraging you, and you encourage me with your passion, with your faith, to continue to persevere during these times. And so we just want to thank you, and we want to continue our journey. Yesterday we talked about Jerry Rice and how he ran uphill, and that became part of his training. And many of you right now feel as if you're running uphill in this season. And so I'm praying for you and hope you know that I'm interceding on your behalf. And I want to take you to another uphill runner. Part of his training regimen was to run uphill, and that is none other than Walter Payton. There you see him, the Walter Payton, and you can see that incredible just dominance that they've articulated in this figure of Walter Payton, one of the greatest running backs of all time. And what you see, if you look really, really closely, there's his name on his towel, his nickname, Sweetness. And what's incredible when you think about Walter Payton and his NFL career and his running career is just one of those incredible moments where we learn and we see some principles that we can apply to our life in this moment. And one of those is that Walter Payton always had his eyes, always had vision to find the pathway that was open, but also always looked forward to the goal. And I think that that's a picture that we see from Paul's writing to us, that we need to run the race marked out for us. And so in Hebrews 12, it talks about how we need to shake off anything that easily entangles us, the sin that easily entangles us. And you would see that as Walter Payton ran the ball, he would often shake off those people that wanted to tackle him, that wanted to come in and stop him. And there in your life is a principle that you need to be aware of. In 1 Peter, Peter writes and tells us that the enemy roams around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. So know this, that you are engaged in spiritual warfare if you are a follower of Jesus. But the good news of the gospel is that God is with you, that he is fighting for you, and that he has prepared you and equipped you through the armor that you need to wear. And so anyway, Hebrews goes on, and the author of Hebrews writes that we should shake off the sin that so easily entangles us, and that we should run the race with perseverance that has been marked out for us by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the author and the perfecter of our faith. And so we know that. And as we run, here's another principle that comes from Walter Payton's running style, is that he always seemed to fall forward. I hope you know this, that I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. I have been in situations where mistakes after mistakes seem to have been made in my life personally. And hopefully by God's grace, I've been able to fall toward the cross and fall forward toward Jesus. And even in that, it's his grace that allows me to fall and to know that I am dependent on him, to know that even though things have tripped me up, and some of that being personal sin, some of that sometimes being the enemy's attack against me, and those kind of things. But here's the picture, is that while I take responsibility, I know this, that Christ has taken that sin and nailed it to the cross, so I bear it no more. And so this is an incredible truth and an incredible hope that we have to run and fall forward. And not only that, but I want to take you to his nickname. It says Sweetness. And I love what Philippians 4 says. It talks about how our gentleness should be evident to all people because the Lord is near. Meaning this, that because the Lord is coming back soon, because Christ is coming back, our gentleness needs to be evident to all people. One of the things that you see in Walter Payton's life is that even though he ran with such efficiency and such power and such grace and all that kind of stuff, it's just an incredible moment to understand that in that challenge and in that all things that happen off the field, he earned the reputation of being a very sweet and kind man. It helped to earn him the title Sweetness. And I think that as we learn from the Word of God and we see from the Word of God, there are times in the Word where it talks about this. For example, Proverbs 27 verse 9, it says, "Oil and perfume make the heart glad, and the sweetness of a friend comes from his earnest counsel." Do you know that some of the greatest friends in my life are those that are willing to have hard conversations with me? Earnest counsel. Earnest comes from the word literally meaning that it comes from an intense and serious time. or a intense and serious state of mind. I want you to know that if you just have people around you that will not challenge you, that will not confront you or not rebuke you every once in a while, then I would just encourage you to surround yourself with some people who are willing to tell you the truth. Those people that will rebuke you when you need it. Those people that will encourage you, but also confront you when it's needed. And so I hope that you're encouraged in that. Not only that, but it says Proverbs 16:24, gracious words are like a honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the body. And so I hope that you speak gracefully to those around you. I hope that you would encourage and build up and continue to encourage them to run the race that is marked out for them. We need each other. And we need each other both in grace and in truth. I love what it said about Jesus as he grew. It says that he grew in grace and truth, and meaning that he walked in grace and truth, and he confronted people with grace, but also truth. It's that picture when he confronts the woman who's been caught in adultery, and he says, go and sin no more. He confronts the woman at the well, go and sin no more. He confronts people, and he provides the grace that covers their sin, but he also provides them the truth that they are to pursue holiness as he is holy. So I encourage you this week to walk in a way where your gentleness is evident to all people. I encourage you to run this race that's marked out with you with your eyes on the goal, on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith. Let's shake off everything that entangles us and that's trying to trap us and tackle us, and let's move and fall forward when we fall toward the cross, toward the love of Jesus. And let's continue to pursue him above all things. Let's be comfortable with a little bit of honest conversations in our life where we need the help of others to come in, hold us accountable, and help us pursue Jesus more. We love you. We're praying for you, and we thank you and your sweet spirit. We love you.